My friends, tonight we gather to speak on a question that has been whispered in corners, judged in silence, and weighed heavy on the hearts of many. Why is a woman single for so long? And I tell you, the answer is not in shame, not in lack, not in some failing the world tries to name. No, it's in the strength of a woman who refuses to bow to the hurry of this world. It's in the faith of a woman who trusts God's timing over man's timeline. It's in the wisdom of a woman who knows her worth is not measured by a ring, but by the one who holds her heart. Tonight, let us lift our eyes from the lies of this world, lies that say a woman alone is incomplete, that her life is on pause until a man arrives. Oh, but I declare to you, a woman walking in purpose, in prayer, in patience, she is not waiting for life to begin. She is living it. She is not missing out. She is being prepared. For every season has its divine purpose, and singleness is not a curse. It is a calling to grow, to serve, to rise, to become the woman God destined her to be before any man could ever stand beside her. So if you've ever been questioned, ever been pitied, ever been made to feel less than because your story doesn't look like the world's timeline, lift your head tonight. Your singleness is not an accident. It is not a punishment. It is a position. A sacred space where God is shaping you, strengthening you, and setting the stage for what's to come. And when love arrives, it won't be because you rushed, but because you are ready. Let's journey together tonight, not in regret, but in revelation, not in loneliness, but in the overwhelming truth that you are never alone, for the one who holds the universe holds your heart. And his plan for you is good. My dear friends, let me ask you something. When you see a woman who is single, what's the first thought that comes to mind? Do you wonder if something is wrong with her? Do you assume she's too picky, too independent, too focused on her career, or worse? Do you whisper behind her back, questioning why no man has chosen her yet? Oh, but tonight, I want to break those lies wide open, because the world has painted singleness as a flaw, a failure, a season of lack. But I'm here to tell you that is not the truth. From the time a girl is young, she is fed a story that her worth is tied to being chosen, that her happiness depends on finding a man, building a home, filling a nursery, and if that doesn't happen on society's timeline, she is labeled too strong, too intimidating, too much, or the cruelest lie of all, not enough. But let me speak directly to the woman who has carried these whispers like a weight. You are not too much. You are not missing something. You are not less than because your life doesn't fit into someone else's box. The world may try to shrink you, silence you, make you feel like you're standing still while everyone else moves forward, but God sees you and He is not in a hurry. Think about this. Why is a single man called a bachelor, but a single woman is called unmarried? Why is he seen as free while she is seen as waiting? The world has twisted the narrative, my friends. It has made singleness for a woman feel like a problem to be solved rather than a season to be lived. But what if I told you that some of the greatest women in history, women who changed the world, walked much of their journey alone, not because they were unwanted, but because they were unstoppable? A woman who knows her worth doesn't settle for just any love. She waits for real love. A woman who has a calling doesn't pause her purpose for a proposal. She keeps walking forward even if she walks alone. And a woman who trusts God doesn't see singleness as a curse. She sees it as a time of preparation, of becoming, of growing into the woman she was meant to be before she shares her life with someone else. Oh, but the world doesn't understand that, does it? The world says, hurry up, time is running out. But God says, I am the author of time. The world says, lower your standards. But God says, wait for what is good. The world says, you're falling behind. But God says, you're right on time. So tonight I want you to silence those voices, the ones that make you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be, the ones that make you question if you're too this or not enough that. Because here's the truth, a woman who is single is not a woman who has been passed over. She is a woman who is being prepared. She is not forgotten. She is being fashioned for something greater. And to every person who has ever judged, ever pitied, ever whispered about a woman's singleness, I say this, look deeper. Because that woman you're labeling, she might just be the one praying over her future family instead of rushing into the wrong arms. She might be the one building her faith instead of settling for a love that doesn't honor her. She might be the one God is strengthening right now so that when love does come, it won't break her, it will bless her. So lift your head, my sister. Your story is not defined by the world's misconceptions. It is written by the hand of God, and He doesn't make mistakes. The same God who numbers the stars knows your name. The same God who parts seas knows the desires of your heart, and the same God who has brought you this far, He's not done yet, so let the world talk, let them wonder, let them question, you keep walking. Keep trusting, keep believing, because the best is yet to come. My dear friends, have you ever felt the crushing weight of time? That ticking clock the world keeps shoving in your face, telling you that if love hasn't found you yet, you're falling behind. That if your life doesn't look like everyone else's by now, you must be doing something wrong. Oh, but tonight, I want to speak life into that fear. Because what the world calls delay, God calls divine timing. Let me tell you something. Some of the greatest things in life cannot be rushed. You don't plant a seed today and scream at the ground tomorrow because there's no tree. You don't rush a butterfly out of its cocoon. It needs time to grow strong enough to fly. And you, precious woman, are no different. Your heart, your love, your story, they are not on hold. They are in the hands of a God who does all things beautifully and right on time. The world tells you you're getting too old. But God says, I make all things new. The world whispers, you're missing out. But God declares, I am preparing something better than you can imagine. The enemy tries to make you believe that because it hasn't happened yet, it never will. But faith says God is never late. Think about this. Sarah waited decades for a child. Ruth waited in faithfulness before Boaz ever noticed her. Esther was prepared in hiddenness before she was crowned queen. Not one of them was late. They were right on time for the miracle God had planned. And you, my sister, are no exception. Your waiting is not wasted. Your patience is not punishment. It is preparation. Oh, but I know how hard it is. When weddings fill your social media, when family gatherings come with that question, when well-meaning friends say, maybe you're being too picky. It stings, doesn't it? It makes you wonder if you should just settle. Just take what comes, just quiet that longing in your heart, and accept less than what you truly desire. But let me ask you this. If God placed that desire for real, lasting, godly love in your heart, why would He not fulfill it? If He put dreams inside you, why would He not bring them to pass? The truth is, God is not ignoring your prayers. He is answering them, just not always in the way we expect. Sometimes He's working on you, strengthening you, shaping you, teaching you to trust Him more. Sometimes He's working on the one He's bringing to you, molding His heart, refining His character, making sure He's ready to love you the way you deserve. And sometimes He's simply writing a story so much greater than the one you've been trying to force on your own. I've seen it happen time and time again. A woman who waited, who trusted, who refused to let the world's timeline dictate her joy, and then, when she least expected it, love walked in, not because she chased it, not because she lowered her standards, but because she waited on the Lord. And when it came, it was better than anything she could have planned. So tonight, I want you to take a deep breath and let this truth sink in. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not missing God's best because it hasn't happened yet. His timing is perfect, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when the nights are lonely, even when the world shouts that you should be somewhere else by now. God doesn't work on human schedules. He doesn't bow to cultural expectations. He operates in kairos, the right moment, the appointed time, the season when all things align for His glory and your good. And when His timing comes, you won't have to force it. You won't have to beg for it. It will unfold like a sunrise, naturally, beautifully, right on time. So don't let the enemy steal your peace with lies that you're running out of time. Don't let fear trick you into settling for less than God's best. Your story is still being written, and the author knows exactly what he's doing. The same God who parted the Red Sea, who shut the mouths of lions, who raised Lazarus from the dead, that same God is orchestrating your love story. And when it's time, Not a single force in hell or on earth will be able to stop it. So hold on, my sister, keep believing, keep praying, keep living your life with joy, knowing that the one who holds time in his hands is holding you too. Your waiting is not in vain, your love story is not a myth. Your season is coming, and when it does, you'll look back and realize every single second of waiting was worth it. Let me ask you something, my friend, when did being strong become a bad thing? When did a woman knowing who she is, what she wants, and refusing to settle become something to apologize for? Tonight, I want to celebrate something the world often misunderstands: the breathtaking strength of a woman who stands on her own 2 feet. Not because she wants to be alone forever, but because she'd rather be alone than with the wrong person. Not because she's difficult to love, but because she understands her worth too well to accept anything less than real love. There's a lie going around that an independent woman is intimidating, that her strength scares men away. But let me tell you the truth: what scares away isn't real men, but boys pretending to be men. A secure man isn't threatened by a woman who has her own life, her own dreams, her own relationship with God. A real man isn't looking for someone to complete him, he's looking for someone to complement him. And that kind of love, it's worth waiting for. I've seen it too many times: women who dim their light because they've been told they shine too bright. Women who pretend to need help they don't, just so someone feels needed. Women who quiet their wisdom, soften their success, make themselves smaller to make someone else comfortable. But that's not what God created you for. He didn't give you a mind, talents, dreams, and a fierce heart just for you to hide them away until a man gives you permission to be great. Oh, but the enemy will try to make you feel wrong for this strength. He'll whisper, maybe if you were softer, maybe if you pretended not to know what you know, maybe if you acted like you needed saving. But since when does God call us to pretend? Since when does Christ, who empowered women, who honored their voices, who entrusted them with his message, want his daughters to play small? Let me tell you about the kind of strength I'm talking about. It's the single mother working 2 jobs and still finding time to pray over her children at night. It's the woman building her business while the world tells her to focus on finding a husband. It's the sister who travels alone, buys her own home, sits in restaurants by herself, not because she loves being alone, but because she refuses to put her life on hold waiting for someone to show up. That's not bitterness, that's bravery. That's not desperation, that's dignity. And here's what the world doesn't understand: this strength isn't a wall keeping love out. It's a filter ensuring only the right kind of love gets through. A woman who knows she can survive alone won't stay with someone just so she's not lonely. A woman who's built a full life won't cling to a relationship that doesn't make that life better. That's not being too picky, that's being wise. That's not being hard to please, that's understanding your value. I've watched women who spent years alone not because no one wanted them, but because they wanted more than just someone. They wanted God's best. And when that love finally came, it wasn't 2 broken people trying to complete each other. It was 2 whole people choosing to share their completeness. That's the power of independence. It allows you to choose love from a place of abundance, not lack. To say, I choose you, instead of I need you. So to every woman tired of being told she's too independent, don't you dare apologize. Your ability to stand alone isn't a flaw, it's your superpower. The right man won't be intimidated by your strength, he'll be inspired by it. He won't want to dim your light, he'll want to reflect it back to you even brighter. Keep building your life, my sister. Keep growing, keep achieving, keep becoming. Not as a placeholder until love comes, but as a declaration that you are already whole. The world may call you stubborn, but heaven calls you faithful. They may say you're waiting too long, but God says you're getting it right. And when the time comes, if it comes for your paths to cross with someone worthy of you, they won't have to break down your walls. They'll just have to walk through the door you've been wise enough to keep open for the right one. So wear your independence like the crown it is. Let them call you strong like it's an insult. You and God know it's your greatest testimony. The kind of love that's meant for you won't be scared away by a woman who knows her worth. It'll be drawn to it like a magnet, and until then, you're not just waiting, you're living. You're not just passing time, you're making history, and that, my sister, is a beautiful thing to be. My dear sister, let me speak straight to your heart tonight. When did someone else's timeline become the ruler by which you measure your life? When did the world get to decide that a wedding ring equals success and singleness equals failure? I'm here to declare over you right now, your worth was never meant to be measured by marital status. God didn't create you just to be someone's wife. He created you to change the world, to fulfill a purpose so much bigger than any box society tries to put you in. I see you, the woman serving in ministry when others are serving wedding cake. The woman building her business while friends are building nurseries. The woman answering God's call to missions when relatives ask why she's not answering questions about when she'll settle down. Let me look you in the eyes tonight and tell you, you are not behind, you are not missing out. You are right where God needs you to be in this exact moment. That pressure you feel, it's not from God. That ache of comparison, the enemy's trap, that fear that you're being passed by, a lie straight from hell. Our world has it backwards. They think a woman's greatest achievement is a marriage license, but heaven measures differently. In God's kingdom, your obedience outweighs opinion every time. Your faithfulness matters more than your relationship status. That calling burning in your spirit. It's not a consolation prize because love hasn't come yet. It's your divine assignment, your holy purpose, your reason for being on this earth at this very time in history. Think about Deborah. She wasn't sitting around waiting for a husband to validate her. She was leading nations. Consider Mary Magdalene. Jesus didn't commission her because of who she married, but because of who she was. Remember Esther? Her crown came before her king, her purpose before her partnership. These women didn't put their lives on hold. They stepped into their destiny, and God brought the right relationships alongside their calling, not instead of it. Oh, but I know the voices are loud, aren't they? Shouldn't you be settled by now? Don't you want children? Why are you so focused on your career? As if a woman's heart can only desire one thing, as if pursuing God's purpose means you're rejecting love. Let me break this chains tonight. You can want marriage and be fully committed to your calling right now. You can desire a family and pour yourself into your God-given assignments today. This isn't an either/or, it's a both/ and in God's perfect timing. The world will try to make you feel like you're choosing wrong, that every hour spent building your dreams is an hour taken from finding love. But that's small thinking. God doesn't work with scarcity. He operates in abundance. Your obedience today isn't postponing your blessings, it's positioning you for them. That business you're building, it could fund ministries. That degree you're pursuing, it could open doors only you can walk through. That calling you're answering, it could lead you straight to divine connections you'd never make sitting around waiting for life to happen. So tonight, I release you from the pressure to conform. I free you from the need to explain your journey. I empower you to look that nosy relative in the eye and say with confidence, I'm exactly where God wants me. Because here's the truth, a woman walking in purpose is unstoppable. A woman who knows her calling can't be distracted by comparisons. A woman secure in her identity won't settle just to quiet the questions. Let them talk while you're changing lives. Let them wonder while you're building God's kingdom. Let them question while you're too busy fulfilling destiny to notice. Your life isn't a checklist, it's a masterpiece God is painting in His perfect timing. Every season of preparation, every moment of obedience, every step of faith, it's all part of the beautiful picture He's creating. So wear your purpose like a crown, my sister. Let it be the light that guides you, not the opinions that dim you. The right people will celebrate your calling, not question it. The right love will complement your purpose, not compete with it. And until then, you're not waiting, you're winning, you're not missing out. You're making history, because a woman who knows why she's here is the most powerful force on earth, with or without a ring on her finger. Now go, build, create, serve, lead, love, and live with everything in you. The world needs what God placed inside you far more than it needs another woman shrinking to fit expectations. Your purpose isn't plan B, it's the very reason you're breathing. And that, dear heart, will always be enough. My beautiful sister, let me tell you something that might just change everything for you tonight. This season of singleness you're in, it's not empty space. It's not wasted time, it's not God's waiting room. This right here, this moment you're living, is your secret training ground, your divine classroom, your hidden preparation for everything that's coming. The world sees a woman alone, but heaven sees a warrior in boot camp, a queen in preparation, a masterpiece being carefully crafted before she's unveiled. Think about this. When a farmer plants a seed, does he stand there yelling at the dirt because nothing's happening yet? No, he understands there's invisible growth happening underground. Roots are spreading deep. Strength is building unseen. What looks like nothing to the naked eye is actually everything getting ready to break through the surface. And you, precious woman, are in that sacred underground season where God is growing things in you that will one day bear fruit the whole world will see. Right now, while no one's watching, while the world whispers that you should be further along, God is doing His deepest work in you. He's teaching you how to hear His voice, not just for a husband but for your destiny. He's showing you how to stand strong, not just so you can be a good wife someday, but so you can be a world changer right now. He's pruning away insecurities, watering your gifts, stretching your faith, not just to prepare you for a man, but to prepare you for your calling. Oh, but the enemy will try to make you hate this season. He'll whisper that you're falling behind. He'll point to everyone else's highlight reels while you're in what feels like the behind the scenes. But let me tell you something. Some of the greatest women in Scripture had hidden seasons. Esther spent a year in preparation before she ever saw the king. Ruth worked in the fields before she met Boaz. Mary carried Jesus in secret before the world ever knew his name. What if your most powerful moments are happening right now, in the quiet, in the waiting, in the places no one celebrates yet? This season isn't about marking time until your real life starts. This is your real life. Those nights praying alone, they're building spiritual muscles you'll need later. Those decisions you're making to honor God when no one's watching, they're establishing patterns of integrity that will shape generations. That character you're developing through disappointments, it's creating a foundation strong enough to sustain the love you're praying for. I've seen it too many times. Women who rush through their single years wishing them away, only to realize later they missed the gift. The gift of discovering who they were before becoming someone's wife. The gift of developing intimacy with God without distractions. The gift of building dreams without compromise. Don't let the enemy steal this sacred time from you. One day you'll look back and realize, every lonely night, every tear cried out to God, every choice to stay pure, every step of obedience, it was all preparing you, not just for a man, but for everything God has destined you to be. So what should you be doing in this season? Everything. Travel if you can, start that business, write that book, take that class, build that ministry, forge deep friendships, grow your faith, not as distractions from what you don't have, but as investments in who you're becoming. Because here's the beautiful truth. The woman you're becoming now will determine the marriage you'll have later. The wife you'll be is being shaped in the choices you're making today. Let me speak prophetically over someone tonight. The things you're learning in solitude right now will one day save your marriage. The faith you're building when no one sees will one day sustain your family. The boundaries you're setting today will one day protect your home. This isn't just about waiting well, it's about becoming well, and that kind of preparation, it's priceless. So tonight, I dare you to shift your perspective. Stop counting down the days until this season ends, and start mining it for all it's worth. There are treasures hidden in this time that you can't find anywhere else. There's a version of you emerging that couldn't be formed any other way. And when the time comes, if marriage is part of your story, you'll enter it not as half a person looking for completion, but as a whole woman ready to build something eternal. Until then, precious one, know this, you're not just passing time. You're being prepared, not just waiting for love. You're becoming love, and that transformation. It's the most beautiful process you'll ever witness. So breathe deep, stand tall, soak up every lesson. Your preparation season is your power source. And one day, the world will see what God has been building in you all along.